Okay, greetings. This is Cost Games Redefined. My name's Rich. What we're looking at here is another one of my games on half a checkerboard. This is Philo. F period I period L period O period. First in, last out, but Philo for short. It sounds like a name. So anyhow, I'm going to go through how to play this game. It's one of 32 games I created in half checkerboard, part of half checkerboard series. What we're going to do here is the object is you're trying to get yourself down to one or none pieces or force your opponent not to have a legal move. What we do here is there's two phases in the game. A variant, I'll tell you right now, would combine these phases. You can do it one of two ways, but keep that variant in mind. What you do during the turn, during the entry phase, is you're going to take one or more checkers and you're going to sow them. This is a game in the Mancala family. Uses queuing. And again, if you know like a Connect 4 game with some gravity, this is considered the bottom. So when pieces, these are considered stacks. So if you were to like play the game in a line, you could do it this way, for example. You could do it that with a maximum of 4 high and then just rip. But to do that, we used a whole half checkerboard with a limit of 4. So, and that's bizarre. And pardon me 1 second. They turned gray. That's bizarre. Let me delete those. I need to get 2 more, so Control C and Control V. So there we go. Let's see if we could stack it okay. That's bizarre. They turned gray. I don't know what's going on here. We don't need to stack in this game, but I just thought that's weird it's doing that. So Control C and V. And hopefully they fix it. Anyhow, let's begin. You want to get all 12 pieces on the board in the entry phase, and then there's a movement phase. What it does, it consists of going one or more spaces, and imagine these in one giant pile. Like if I wanted to enter 3, and I can enter up to 8, let's say I want to do 1, 2, 3 here like this. My opponent can enter 1. Then if I were to do it again, I would slide in. Let's say I do 4 this turn. 3, 4, like that. And what we do here is that when we enter, normally in this phase, and I'm going to say the rule here, if it's full, normally they'd be off. But during the entry phase, when you're doing it's full, entire column, let's just do it this way. I did 4, and let's say he gets balls to the walls here and does 8. Okay. And you win the game by getting him off the board, or if you can force your opponent not to have a legal move. So we can go like that there. Note how I'm sewing, they're coming across. I decide to go that way. And now white will go. So I will do 1, 2, 3, like that. And then black will go and go 1, 2, 2. Now, if I do that, they would normally go off, but during the movement phase, they would go to the next area and wrap around. So if I was entering, I would do that. And then this one, if I want to do that, we'll only enter 1. Then black can go like this here. Now white, depending on the pieces you entered, would be different, so it'd end up going here. Now what black does is that black can choose to then sew and pair off, and now it's out of play, which is the objective. Also, one more thing. When you get down to 4 or less pieces, if you manage to get yourself in a line, let's say, for example, I have 2 pieces, and I form a line of all my pieces, they come off the board and I win the game. So anyhow, now white can go. And when you sew the whole entire stack. So it goes like this here, like that. Now this comes off the board. So it goes there, and bam, that's out. Now black goes. So we'll pick one thing that it actually controls. So will do this. So, note I'm going first in, last out. So the one at the bottom goes in. And now that, because it's full, pairs off. Now, white would go. White can pick any one of these. And I think I'll do it this way. And it goes like that. By the way, and the first thing, there is no wrapping around on the board. But you don't wrap around. It stops. So that's a limit. You can only sew legally if it had it. So now black would go. If I were to sew off this way, it would then wrap around. 8 would go to 1, or, yeah, if I was going from 8, I would go to 1. If I was going this way from 1 to 8, so, and then that goes off, I believe. Pardon if I did that wrong, got distracted. So that was black. Now white makes a decision. White has to do something else here. So white has to make a decision. So white will do this. And now that goes into the exit area. Now black only has one option, which is this. So black will do this. Like that. Goes off the board, and then this wraps around. And I think I did that backwards. Pardon me. You're supposed to be black sewing that way and white sewing it. I might have did that backwards. I apologize, but anyhow. So now black goes. So black is going to make up his mind on what's going to happen. Black sews like this here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take... I got to remember white. Let's get a piece. Pardon me here. Go into the chest just to mark this. Because I'm losing my mind. And if we did a legal move there, I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, so, like that. So, that's showing that black's going this way and white's going that way. So, I believe that went off the board. Now white would go, I believe. And then white needs to sew accordingly. So, we goes like that. Remember, that goes off like that. Okay, this one sews there, and then this sews here like that. Now black will go. That goes off because it's a stack, and then this goes here like that. Now white goes. White has several options. So, what does white want to do? White, I guess I'll do this. Remember, it's going to wrap around, so we'll take these two pieces off. And then that goes there like that, and black goes there like that. So there. So now black goes. Black will do that, forcing white to then have to move one of the two. So, yes, remember, see, you're going from white's going from left to right, and black's going from right to left. So it goes like that, and okay, that was white, I believe. Now black has to make a decision where black's going to go. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Now white goes, so white has one of two options. I think white will do this just to try to dominate. Goes like that there, goes like this here, and goes like that there. Now black has to sew something, so black will end up doing that just for giggles, just to try to do that. And then white can do that. And then white goes here on top like that. black will do this. This also comes off because it can't stack. It bears off. So now white has one move, which is this. White is nearing the end game. And that's that. Now black will go. Okay, black will do that. Black does this. And black does that. Now white has to go. Okay. White is going to move that like that there. Now black has an option. Black is getting the place where it wants to wind down. So black will actually do that. And then like that. Now white can go. So white has to make a decision here. White's going to wrap around. So black will go. Okay. Black will go there like that. Now I'm pulling them off. It wraps around. Black goes here like that. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually should adjust them accordingly. I believe that was it. Now white goes. And white will decide to wrap around and capture. Black goes like that there. Now white goes and bears off. Now black does that. White has no legal moves. Black would win the game at this point. So that's how you play F.I.L.O. Another thing too is if, let's say, for example, we had this here, and you were to do this. Remember what I said, the configuration 4 or less. If for somehow white managed to get all the pieces together like this in the end game, like that, white would win the game by doing it that way. That's called the group escape. Same thing with this here. Gets 3 together or 2 together like that. Let's say so's on top, he wins. And if you get down to a singleton, you also win the game. So this is a Mancala game. Mancala family that uses queuing. It's unique in that regard. I experiment with some other Mancala games. I have another game called So. I'll try to show that sometime. But anyhow, okay, that's it. That's how you play F.I.L.O. So, okay, that's it. I do want to thank you for watching, and may your die always roll 5.